The first cry of help. Larry Nassar was an Olympic team doctor, a decorated medical professional, a prominent member of the community, and founder of an organization for autistic children. You may think highly of him, but in reality, this was the perfect cover that enabled him to mishandle 500 young women, including 9 Olympians. When I first heard about this scandal, I wondered how he was able to carry on his racket undetected for so long. But then I took a step back and looked at the society we live in, and I had my answers. Unfortunately, studies have shown that we have developed an attitude where cultural and institutional standards normalize these heinous crimes. Practices like victim blaming and shaming create an environment where it is impossible for survivors to receive justice. Imagine your parents blaming you after your sibling hit you to steal the TV remote. While you may momentarily hate your sibling and vow to never talk to them again, I assure you the effects of victim blaming are far more long-lasting and traumatizing. Victim blaming is a practice where the victim is held responsible for the actions of the offender. We perpetuate such notions when we question the conduct of the victim to defend the actions of the offender. For example, it was a common rebuttal made by the public that the gymnasts wore provocative outfits, and of course, Larry couldn't have helped himself. It is time we strive to change our mindsets because it takes immense courage to speak up about the worst thing that ever happened to you, knowing that somehow you will be blamed for it. For example, when the first survivor spoke up several years after the traumatizing incident, people were dismissive and even went on to comment that she was doing this for money and attention. But today we know that it was her actions that let justice prevail. As a 7th grader who was being exposed to the harsh realities of this world, I quickly understood that not everyone is a victim. But the legacy of this culture instills fear and imposes restrictions on everybody. It is time we stop offenders from exploiting their power and empower survivors to see a radical change. We need to be vigilant and condemn this behavior at the grassroots level so that it does not evolve into a bigger problem which is even more difficult to combat. We need to recognize that these offenders are hiding in plain sight, and it is up to us to unveil the masks of people around us. We can do this by being more supportive, educating others, being an active bystander, fighting toxic masculinity, and putting an end to gender discriminatory behavior. Let your actions initiate change, because there would have been no need for 500 people to suffer if the first cry of help was heard.